Harold Remis may be the first person who is not alive play a ghost in a movie. Let that sink in. He is not alive. And he appeared in this movie as a ghost. Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Comic John here with another out-of-theater reaction. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I saw it in IMAX, and it's been a while since I saw anything in IMAX. I forgot how your seat shakes. And for Ghostbusters, a movie where there's literal earthquakes happening, like from the very start of the movie, it was amazing. Like, it was so engrossing. Overall, I really loved the movie. I can see why my best friend said that this movie made him cry. The homage that this movie was to Harold Remis was awesome. The character of Egon Spengler, he was like the brain, he was the egghead, he was the science nerd of the Ghostbusters. And the fact that they did this, like, you know, Egon's the tip of the iceberg, and then there's all this stuff underneath, and he kind of had this grand plan set up to save the world when it seemed like he had just abandoned everyone and gone crazy. It was really neat. It was really cool. This movie, it just went like sequence to sequence. It allowed no downtime. Paul Rudd was really, really good. As usual, and for a minute I thought he was supposed to be playing like a jackass, but he wasn't. He was just like the awkward substitute teacher slash boyfriend. And I hope I'm like driving on the right side of the road right now. It feels like I might be breaking some rules. I always get a little tangled up when I try to get out of this parking lot because it turns into like valet only, and you can't drive through here, and the only exit is there, so you need to like do another figure 8 to get out of this mess. Everybody failed geometry. But anyway, Ghostbusters Afterlife, it's awesome. I definitely recommend it. The score was so good. It was kind of like what they did with The Force Awakens, you know, in Star Wars, where there was a lot of notes from the original kind of intertwined into this new sound. The cast was fucking top notch, and even the kid from Stranger Things, who in the beginning I wasn't really buying. I was like, is he overacting? Is he making too many jokes? He came around on me, especially, it was when he applied for a job and he was trying to talk to this girl. Just the way that he was he wasn't like a jokester anymore. He was kind of like shy and like dumb and like kind of just charmingly like dorky. And the girl, Lucky, she was great. She was cool. She wasn't like too much. And the goofball, you know, Cook's in the back. I loved that scene. And that scene, I bought it. The kid Podcast, the character Podcast, right off the bat, didn't want to like him because he seemed like the way too socially aware 12-year-old. But then the fact that he does a podcast and that he is just constantly like kind of observing everything, I bought into him. Phoebe stole the show. That actress is we will continue to see her. She was just amazing. She carried the whole movie. And Cora Coon, I can't remember, from The Leftovers. She is one of the best actresses today. Pretty much everything she does is great. She is great in everything. And her and Paul Rudd just knocked it out of the park. And the first time they met each other, she says, "Would you like?" And he just says, "Yep." And she's like, "I don't have any food." He was like, "Don't care." And you could just tell those two needed some adult companionship. So Egon had this grand plan. He knew the day of the day. He knew this day was coming, right? He knew all the ghosts that they defeated 30 years ago in New York were going to come back. But did he know that his granddaughter would find the ghost detector and then wrap her head around communing with him and allow him to sit her in a seat, find the trap, then open the trap and release all the ghosts. So was that what was supposed to happen? Because that is super confusing to me. Somebody explain that kind of plot hole, I guess. I don't like pointing out plot holes because it's a movie. It has to all tie up in a bow at the end. Not everything is going to make sense. It's just impossible. That's why things in life don't make sense. But I just don't, because then they show how he died. It was apparently a heart attack, but they show how he died. They lied to us. He had the detector going, and behind him, like from Lost, but a white smoke monster comes crawling up behind him, and the thing starts going, and then the white smoke goes away. Then the detector goes like all the way up to 1 billion, like the side things that stick up, they bend all the way pointing straight up, and then he comes up through the seat and eats him and kills him or something. And he drops the detector, and that was the first jump scare of the movie, and it was, yeah, there were a lot of parts of this movie where I jumped. The best part of the movie where I felt, oh, wow, this reminds me of the original Ghostbusters, where it scared the fuck, like I was like, whoa, shit, this is like getting actually scary now, is when the kids get home and they realize their mother had been possessed by either the gatekeeper or the keymaster. Paul Rudd got the other one got Paul Rudd, and the mom's sitting there, and they go, hey mom, are you all right? And she goes, there is no mom, only Zool. Oh, not there is no Dana, there is no mom, there is only Zool. And then she starts breathing heavy, you know, like freaking out, like what the fuck, like it scared the shit. I was like, and all the kids are like, yo, what is going on right now? Like, what is happening right now? I thought that scene played so well. Everyone made it seem so real. Like the kids were like just in total denial, but the like science kid nerd was like, oh my gosh, I know what's going on, but like, holy fuck, it happened to my mom. Thinking, I took a break. It didn't seem like I took a break at all, but I did. And I remember that the earthquakes were happening before they opened the trap. The trap was just like an added bonus to bring back the monster from the original. But no matter what, something was coming, and I think it was like something was coming, and look at me in real time figuring out the plot of Ghostbusters Afterlife. So it was like they needed to let them out so that Gozar would be lured there so that they could set him up. So it was a huge, huge trap with like many backups. Wow. Okay, so I get it now. Go see Ghostbusters Afterlife, guys. I know I didn't do like a deep dive into it, but I just want to give you my immediate thoughts after the movie. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it. I would probably watch it again, just because they really dive deep into the science behind Egon. I felt like this movie could set up 3 more movies. It's a great movie to see solo, or to see on a date, or to even like, you know, if you're just like, what do we do with my parents? What do we do? Go to the movies. Go to this movie with them. It's a great family, fun movie, and I loved it. And Jason Reitman, Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, he crushed it. The directing, like the cinematography, the fact that the whole thing was basically set on this giant farm. The cinematography was beautiful. Like I said, the cast was awesome. Paul Rudd was so funny. There's so many memes or GIFs, whatever, for Paul Rudd from this movie. I need to go home and make some now. You don't even have to be a fan of the original Ghostbusters movies, you know, the ones from the 80s. And I think I think Ghostbusters 2 was in the early 90s. But you don't even need to be a fan of those movies to enjoy this one. But if you are, it'll be really hard not to enjoy yourself for 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's awesome. So go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Do not forget to like and subscribe. It's free. I'll see you next week. I gotta go.